These are yesterday's highlights. Things got weird, loud, and legally interesting before breakfast.
Hey guys, for those of you that are lurking, I love the lurkers. Come hang out, come say hello.
Never trust a calm invite. That's how family group chats turn violent.
Last week, we revealed there is a massive shortage happening in Japan. And Jimmy is trying to plan how to get there and plug the holes.
Jimmy heard Japan needs help and started packing like a horny intern.
Yeah, every pun intended, plugging holes in Japan.
And we're officially one sentence into airport security interview territory.
Yes, alcoholics are liars.
That turn was faster than your uncle going from jokes to divorce court.
I spend 2 hours every single day with that man. We're both like in this character kind of funny mode.
Every office has two guys like this. Then the meeting starts and nobody trusts Excel.
And just having some fun in the morning and, you know, maybe some exaggerated versions. And then we just sit down for like regular business meetings.
On whatever fucking landscapes around you.
That's true. Hang around idiots long enough, you start talking in caps lock.
Right? And often you got to stay at 0 to 1 and then 1 to 2. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but I mean it just in a simplistic way because there's so much value in just stripping it right back.
Every man says that, then adds 9 tabs, 4 apps, and a cold plunge.
And it's a skill that you're so good at.
It's basically a done-for-you, fully done-for-you peptide business.
That sounds like a business opportunity and a pending subpoena.
Meaning you have an investment and you don't have to fucking front anything.
That's how two friends accidentally co-own one LLC and 6 arguments.
So, and I think when it comes down to it, you know, these people that we're kind of doing our test with, your head on that, they know me. They know what I would. It's very easy for them to bet on me.
You know, if somebody wants to get in the space, they don't know how to get started. They don't know who to get a supplier from.
Yeah.
They don't XXX. You're saying I've handled it all for you.
It's done for you, literally.
Men hear done for you and suddenly forget 4 previous disasters.
It's like when they put it out, it's like they knew he was passing.
We have heart attacks all the time. They're just so little.
That's also called opening your banking app on a Tuesday.
A research University of Toronto, Mississauga just published a landmark review that analyzed more than 300 scientific studies, and their conclusion is going to hit different. The libido gap, not biological, not hormonal, it is learned.
Nothing humbles a man faster than hearing he might be the pattern.
Yeah, it's the result of early sexual experiences. And for those early experiences, Johnny, for women, most were not good.
A lot of dudes just got attacked by memories they called confidence.
Up to 55% of women report sexual difficulties, and according to the research, the difficulties trace back to the earliest experiences.
Well, that body thing makes sense too, because we're fucking fatter than we've ever been.
John attacks a topic like your uncle attacks a buffet.
Dude.
Yeah, like if you look at the restroom, what does it say?
Oh, that's a good fucking question, Anderson. Women. It's women.
We really paused life to argue with a bathroom sign. Very productive.
Woman is like, but you would think that's a singular fucking bathroom. But I mean, isn't it kind of a trip? It's like this little glitch in our language that nobody really catches. Fuck, I had one pulled in. It was a lure this time. It was a little fish that was swimming.
Fishing is just men getting emotionally manipulated by something with worse credit.
Yeah.
You know, can you imagine if some fucking, you know, let's put that in scale, you know, like some 120-foot fucking creature pulls us out of our fucking orbit.
That's every bad manager. Same energy, less ocean.
Into his.
Yes.
And then throws us back. Even doesn't get us back fairly quick. You know what I mean? But we make the fucking laws. Who enforces the rules out here? We call him the governor.
Oh, yeah.
The mayor. And he's one of my neighbors, the fucking sweetest man on the planet, George. You know?
Yes. And then he looks at his controls. He's like, fuck, I'm going to move it over again. That dude's committed to his job, that's for sure. If you're in a bad mood, and if you grew up with this dude, like NSYNC and Bye, it'll probably just make you giggle, man, because it's just one of those moments like, we make a mistake. Good thing he didn't hurt anybody.
That's the nicest possible version of, bro, call an Uber.
I'm not trying to dismiss what he did, but hey, you know, it happens to all of us, Johnny.
Well, it shows it's not just the broke fuckers that can't hire an Uber. Even the guys that got all the fucking bread they need.
Money buys freedom, not the 12:47 a.m. decision-making package.
There's a certain point where you just gotta fucking realize that bird's gonna fly where it wants to.
When traditional recovery failed him, he retreated to his garage to engineer the do-it-yourself system that finally saved his life.
Some guys hit rock bottom and turn into their own maintenance department.
Looking back through, I go through a lot of the TED Talks that talk about alcoholism and stuff, and none of them got flagged but me.
Even the algorithm said, this one needs 2 therapists and a disclaimer.
I'm just that kind of special guy that things like that happen to me.
You grew up in the house connecting dots created by bullet holes in the living room
That's not a childhood. That's surviving inside somebody else's nightmare.
and so forth.
When my dad was in the house, he was very violent and abusive and stuff. He would come and go. He was nomadic. He'd be gone for 6 months. I watch these crime shows. I'm getting a little off the subject, but they say, hey, how come you didn't report this guy's missing, and we never reported our dad as missing. He'd go and be gone forever, so that always strikes me. But anyway, he was very violent, and he would shoot guns in the house, threaten to kill us and stuff. And yeah, just draw on the wall. As a kid, that was normal to me.
Kids will call anything normal if rent is due and nobody explains shit.
It was, and he would go into DTs and lock the house up, close the curtains, and go listen to the banister, hear people talking about him and stuff. And, I never knew I was being held hostage. I was watching guns smoke and everything was good. So it's just,
As far as you know, it was
that
normal.
was a normal childhood.
Isn't it just shows?
Didn't
It's
think
crazy.
nothing.
It shows what we can adapt as normal.
That's why some grown adults joke through pain like it's a Costco sample.
But it wasn't until I joined the military that I really realized that, hey, my life revolves around alcohol. It's everything I did pretty much. Let's go to the club, let's do this, but it all had to do with alcohol. Hey, let's pregame before we even go out and drink. And one of the things, I wrote this book back here, Alcoholics Are Liars.
That title sounds like Thanksgiving with 3 DUIs and no apology.
And that's one of the lies I told myself. I won't keep alcohol in the house.
So, John, get this rap sheet. 2 divorces, 30 years of drinking, a borrowed car wrapped around a sign pole.
That's not a rough patch. That's a whole decade wearing bad ideas.
But when I had the car wreck, I was out bar hopping like I always did. That, normal thing, blacking out. And that's what I did. I blacked out. So I ran into that. It's a divided highway sign. I'm telling you, folks, this was a God thing. I ran into a divided highway sign. I had to look at myself and say, I'm either going to be dead or I'm going to be in prison with my son.
That sentence just sobered up people who weren't even drinking.
And who's going to support him if either one of them happens? So I've got to change. Writing is an exercise for the mind. If you think it, ink it.
Corny advice stays alive because annoying little basics keep beating everybody.
And words change your life. It's like what you say to yourself. And when I did that right there, found things in my life I could be grateful for, that changed my life. It was the proverbial, weight lifted off the shoulders. I believe in that affirmations. I am, and whatever follows, that's what you are. And that was going in and saying, I'm an alcoholic. And, I wasn't. I was a father, an uncle, blah, blah, blah. You fill in the blanks. Like I said, that alcoholism was something I suffered from. That was not my identity.
That line just helped more people than 40 fake motivational LinkedIn posts.
And who I was. I didn't like that. I also didn't like the fact that I was powerless over it. I got myself into this. Don't blame me.
Because I got a really addictive behavior pattern, but I own this because I'm blessed with my addiction because I attach my addiction to constructive shit.
That's man code for, I finally pointed the crazy at push-ups.
Thank God that I have this behavior pattern, because if I don't have it, I'm not me. It just took me a little while to learn how to use it, this superpower.
Well, I will say that those first drinks are a choice. After that, then it does start turning into an addiction because it changes your brain. And it took a year for my brain to clear out and start making different neural pathways so I could think different. They still go to AA meetings and they're in there for 12, 13 years and they've been sober the whole time. I got to go to these meetings to stay sober, and that's not right. You are not that weak of a person.
Some people need a hug. Some people need that line screamed through drywall.
You cannot live your life in avoidance. You got to be able to go live your life to the fullest, not be afraid to go into any place. When you know, there's nothing anonymous about alcoholism. When I was out there womanizing, fighting, getting drunk, wrecking my car, what was anonymous about that? So you can't be anonymous in your sobriety either. You got to announce it out loud.
Yep, secrets get stronger when they're fed in silence and denial.
The others that was like, one beer's not going to hurt you. Yeah, come on over, let's have a shot. That's not going to hurt you. Those are the people I had to separate myself from.
That part hurts. Sometimes healing means your phone gets real quiet.
Yes, exactly. And you know, I will throw this out there too. I had kidney cancer, had to have an operation, and you know, I'm cured from that. And but yeah, it's let people know, you know, help them celebrate, and this helps other people going through that same thing. You don't know what that does for somebody else. I love my son unconditionally. That will never change no matter what he does. And his rehabilitation has not been in the prison system. It's been during our Sunday meetings and our Sunday talks and stuff, because prison is human storage. That's all it is.
That line is so cold, it just shut down the whole room.
Like I said, gratitude. I begin my day with gratitude. I end my day with gratitude. And part of that is thanking God for what he's given me and what I have in my life. We hold grudges too long, and all that does is puts poison in our vessels and rots us from the inside out and turns us in.
It's like you got forgiveness on one side and you got holding a grudge or regret or whatever you want on the other side. And that side of the fence is like fucking drinking rat poison, hoping that somebody else is going to get sick.
That's every grudge, every toxic ex, every Facebook comments section.
All right, this one is really powerful, but so many people have a hard time grabbing a hold of it. So hear me out. See, our brain is this it's like a supercomputer. It's so powerful, but you've got to learn how to control it, because it's gonna work no matter what. The question is it working for you or against you? So you see, we have this really, really powerful tool at our disposal that we kind of let go to waste. Most of us don't recognize how powerful this supercomputer is. So the tip is this: be careful what you think about, because when all the dust settles, you're going to get more of what you focus on the most.
Which explains why some people keep rebranding the same bad year.
Snoozetracker.mornings.live, snoozetracker.mornings.live, the only snooze tracking application in the world, which will show you how much you are wasting your life away by just snoozing.
Now, it's not the tool, it's the freeze. Men confuse hesitation with caution, and that lie gets expensive.
That's how garages end up full of dumbbells, ring lights, and unfinished plans.
Johnny, I think we're going to go through a space here where there's a lot of dudes being left behind because they're still stuck on the couch. True story.
It's not a future thing. This has been happening from the fucking beginning of time. It's just the problem is becoming more popular. It's becoming more accepted. It's becoming okay. If you are putting energy into escaping what you're going to do for 40 years.
That sentence just hit every guy fake laughing through his lunch break.
Yes.
That's not a very good fucking plan of attack to your life. But we have fun.
Wow.
You know, we get dressed up and we decide which car we want to take, and we go have a pokey. A, she was scared to lose her job. And B, she was ready for me to fucking come unglued on her. She was so fucking geared towards, you know, and this is where people fucking live. It's like, Jesus Christ.
We never want to say we can't. We always want to say we want to find a way to help the customer. Let me make the decision, not you make the decision for me.
He was like, yeah, he goes, I was basically in poverty, but it was all self-inflicted. He goes, and one day I decided to stop smoking dope. So I just committed to my shitty job. And he goes, it was only 6 months before I was the manager of the fucking place.
Turns out showing up consistently still looks like black magic in 2026.
Like, that's some sort of a fucking trophy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if someone is fucking honest like you were, I'm fucking, I'll come and support this shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it goes, the viewership just went bananas when you were on. So I was doing this podcast, Muscleman's was doing this podcast with me, and there was me and a few other high-level dudes. And, and right before we started, whoever the man of the controls was, fucking quit the project.
Oh.
And we're like, oh fuck, man. And we're like so queued up and ready. You got to be honest with me, because if you fuck this up, we're both gonna look real bad. And so I brought him on board, and now, dude, he just went from driving a fucking forklift every day to doing what he dreamed about, all because he started a fucking podcast. Just kept fucking doing it.
But to what struck me when I met him on Friday with you guys, his kindness. Like, his kindness just reeks through the camera. I like, in the first few moments, I could, like, and kindness is really important to me. It's really important. I can tell how kind he was.
Like, he grew up in one of the seediest fucking hoods in Northern California. So here's the deal. Hear me loud and clear.
Your digital clone is coming to work, and it's already got your permissions.
Perfect. Now Fake You can wreck Real Yule's inbox before lunch.
Like, honest to God. $2 for the fries, $6 for the fruit. What the hell are you buying?
Well, the thing about it is that now, unfortunately, the fucking fruit, it doesn't even taste like fruit anymore.
Yeah, well, that's because for the longest time, Johnny, this is what health was to us growing up. These fucking fortified by Barney Rubble. How pounding Flintstones vitamins like Tic Tacs gave Gen X.
Dude, we ate them because they fucking tasted like candy.
I remember when that scene happened. And yes, I might have been one of the young men who replayed it on my VHS a million times just to catch the glimpse of what happened when she moved her legs.
I've got my filming next with Ben. I'm going to get a good nap because that squat workout was a doozy yesterday. Yeah. I mean, good, although I will say, you know, after spending a lot of time in Japan, the stuff here is, I haven't been there long enough now that it's back, the meter is back to where it's okay. But you weren't catching me go to fucking sushi or poke when I was frequenting Japan.
I got up and I saw a bunch of likes and comments. And I was like, oh, where'd that come from? I'm like, oh, who knew that the team is posting pictures of us without even Neiman? I got no clue what the hell's going on. And what's crazy, you guys, is if they look at that picture, like look at the picture, anybody who's observing us right now, Melissa, would have no clue that this is real. Hey guys, the market is flooding and trust is becoming a luxury. Maybe live is the new status. Maybe trust is the new status. Maybe live is the new status. Because as we continue to move forward, you know, into a world of synthetic, AI generated, whatever kind of content we want to call it, the content world is unequivocally splitting in two. You get the one side, and we're already seeing it. The AI generated infinite output. Now, near zero cost production. Because every time a technological leap floods the market with good enough, AI is about to raise the noise floor one more time. It's this idea of the human touch becoming a luxury. In a world of synthetic everything, live humans, live conversations, interactions, engagement turns into a luxury. They're investing in a trust asset that appreciates as the synthetic content expands. As you go through your day, as you go through your business, as you keep building your business, are you looking for more volume? Is it volume? What is it? Volume or is it value?
That was the last hit. Full show is up next. And yes, it gets weirder.
Nothing exposes the cracks in a household faster than a family workout. One person wants discipline, one person wants waffles.
One kid is negotiating like a union rep.
And somehow the dog is the only one showing real consistency.
Today, we're digging into routines, relationships,
And the weird little lies people tell themselves before 9 a.m.
Only on Mornings in the Lab.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation designed to help you start your day with some momentum. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Come hit like, come hit subscribe to show your proof and build your streak with us every single morning. Yeah, true story. Lookinmymirror.com, because every single day we need to go look in our mirror. Maybe that's why live is the new status. Live is about to become the premium layer of trust. Hey. I saw Sophia Grant in the tank top. I saw Maya Reyes in a tank top. Hey, the gang has different clothes. Good morning. This is the moment of truth, nation. Yes, most humans need a fewer excuses, better standards, and one honest look at the habits that keep tripping them up. And nothing exposes it like the family workout. Hey, gang, you want to do the turkey trot? No, not really. But hey, yep, we're going there today. But first, welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation, and the kind of momentum that smacks the sleep. Yeah, right off your face. Hey, quick warning, guys. This show is unsafe for parents. Yes, if the parents are around, kids, ask the parents to leave the room. If you missed it, there's a big red in the top right corner, left corner of the show. And this is the final opportunity to escort those parents out, because we are going to offend the parents. Kids are teaching you new words, new concepts, and new ideas right here on the morning show every single day, live 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, guys, and also if you're lurking, you're creeping, or you're just pretending to accidentally find us, and I know you are, come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump in the comments and say hello. And hey, while you are up and after it, I got a spot for you to go. Head on over, mornings.live, and check in with the nation. Come show your proof. Come show you're up, you're at it, and you're getting your big audacious goals. So head on over, mornings.live, show your proof. Yes, there you go. Kai's got it up there, the producer Kai over on the buttons here today. Jimmy's cheating on us today. He's over with Whitaker show, dropping in about 25 minutes. We got the incomparable producer Kai pressing the buttons. There you go, guys. Check into the show here today. Come check in, come say hello, and show us you are up and at 'em, building your streak. It looks like Sullivan is just getting after that streak, man. I think he's been on there since before we started the streak. Yeah, I think he's been doing this whole thing the whole time. Hey, guys, we got the daily poll here today. What's the first habit you focus on when building a new routine? Yeah, we got 3 choices. Morning exercise or stretching, eating a healthy breakfast, or planning my day ahead. What is it? What's the first habit? Is it exercise, breakfast, or planning the day ahead? Yeah, there's the daily poll. We get it every single morning on mornings.live. And of course, we got the daily question. Yeah, we got a question up there too. So we got the poll that Kai and Jimmy wrestle over. Yeah, they're just wrestling over that poll nonstop. And of course, we got the daily question too. That daily question today is, how do you create lasting habits without feeling overwhelmed by constant change? And man, the world is changing. It seems like every second. So you just build a habit and it changes again. So how are you doing it? How are you creating those lasting habits in a world of constant change? It seems like you can't turn a corner and something has changed around us. And then, guys, of course, we got the snooze accountability check-in. Yes, here's the quick message for everybody still toxic with that snooze button. Guys, if you've been hitting the snooze button, you can track your snoozing laziness over at snoozetracker.mornings.live, snoozetracker.mornings.live. And right now, if you have been hitting that button since January 1st, you are now 747 minutes behind. 12 hours, 27 minutes. What's that there? That's, time lost 4 days. What's that? Look at that, 4 days. No, is that right? Yeah. No, I don't think that's right. I think that thing might be wrong. We got to go check that snooze tracker out. There we go. Snooze tracker. Yeah. Oh, I see what it was. If you hit the snooze 9 times, look at that. So if you just scroll down to 1 there, Kai, just scroll it back to 1 time from 9 minutes. You can see how it just jumps up. So check it out, guys. snoozetracker.mornings.live will help you realize how lazy you are. True story. What's up, Maddie? It's all about values. Yes, they don't change. That is an absolute truth. Even though life's changing nonstop, just like the news yesterday. Sora done. So I have a sneaking suspicion Sora is not done. I think the brand is done. I think they're just doing some. And then hey, we got video generation happening in ChatGPT. Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. They're going to change things around, and I don't think we're going to lose our video because I loved my Sora shit, man. That's where I was able to create interesting Keith over there on the Sora platform. A little disappointed when I heard that, so I'm hoping I'm right. I'm hoping that they're actually not killing it, and they're just going to move it over to ChatGPT. All right, what's coming up in today's episode? Hour 1. I don't even know how to talk about this one. Nope, I don't actually. Some dude, and listen, this is not normally the kind of stuff we put on the show here, but I felt like I had to because it's like, what did Billis say? Yeah, one dude, Maddie, no arms. Yeah, no arms. No legs. Nope, no legs either. So no arms, no legs. And the guy's just out there killing people. Yeah, the guy's been charged with murder because he went out there and he shot somebody with no arms and no legs. Like, how does that work? I don't know, man. You talk about committed to a purpose. And I'm not here to judge whether that purpose is right or wrong. I'm just simply saying, talk about a commitment. Like, honest to God. We're going to have that conversation with Johnny coming up. 27-year-old quadruple amputee who lost his hands and feet to a childhood infection, allegedly shot and killed a passenger in his own car. Yeah. He then told the other passengers, like, dude, that's like a movie. And then he refused to drive. Then they refused. So he drove off with the dead man still inside the car. And I know Roofy, he's actually an international cornhole champion too. So first of all, cornhole. Anybody who plays cornhole, Roofy, I grew up in an era where you call somebody a cornhole. Hey, you fucking cornhole, right? And then the cornhole was not what you thought it was. No. Yes. Hey, 10 hours of brain training in your 60s can cut dementia 25% for up to 20 years. Yeah, true story. We had a humanoid robot. We knew this is coming. Terrorizing elderly women. We're going to talk about that one as well on the show, and a bunch of other things, a bunch of other crazy stuff here that we're going to get after as well. Coming up today, Eric Severinghouse. Yes, the man summited Everest, built companies worth more than $600 million, and he still says entrepreneurship nearly killed him. Yeah. So we got Eric coming in the show here today. Looking forward to that one coming up here today as well. And then we're going to break down the family workouts you're doing wrong because a lot of just burping away here. Because a lot of families say they want health, connection, and consistency, and then immediately turn the whole thing into punishment because one person wants to stay on the couch. So we're going to talk about how to make movement fun, sustainable, and actually worth repeating along the way. And then coming up with a monologue. Yep. Live versus pre-recorded. The numbers agree. Your fear does, and we're going to offer that fear that keeps people hiding behind polish and perfection. And of course, a bunch of crazy stuff also on the show that's coming up, and it's starting. Got some words of wisdom from Mark Henry as well regarding Vince McMahon. Coming up right now. So nation, grab that coffee, tighten up, and let's get into it because the morning loop, it starts right now.
Good morning, nation. I'm still thinking about yesterday's pickle conversation.
That's already a terrible way to start a morning.
Chief said he likes his pickle cold. Respect. Me too.
Me too.
Cold, big, and hard.
Brother, you cannot say that before breakfast and expect peace.
I'm talking crunch. Nobody wants a soft pickle. That's just a depressed cucumber.
Good save, bad pause. But that wasn't even yesterday's weirdest admission.
Exactly. Because John also said he was getting a pedicure.
And now the whole nation deserves answers. Let's see what those feet look like today.
Yes, we were talking pickles yesterday with our very own EJ Snyder. Who's EJ? Our very own? Well, we're adopting him. EJ, the naked and afraid guy, the CEO and founder of Freedom Pickles. On the show yesterday, we had a fun conversation regarding whether John or Keith liked soft pickles, hard pickles, erect pickles, big pickles, but we had a conversation about pickles, and I invite you to go back to that one because clearly Sterling and Preston were enjoying the conversation about pickles as well. Speaking about a pickle, hey, what other segue can I get? Look, in the distance, look at that guy over there.
They got me getting gayer by the day.
Are you there? Oh,
you
yeah, you're there. Yeah, there you go. I said, you don't strike me as a Vespa guy.
gayer by the day, brother.
Oh man, I it's funny, years ago. So Vespas, I guess, made their way to Winnipeg a few years back, and I saw people. I was like, "What the hell is that thing?" You just sit like those are, if not the, I don't know, man. That's just an interesting little bicycle with a motor on it. The Vespa.
You know what that is? That's basically like the fat girl in the bar. You want to ride her, but you don't want your friends to see you do it.
Oh, dude,
you take that little scooter out for a ride when it's dark out when nobody's looking.
The shame we feel.
That's called in the bar. When you see one, you see, but there's your scooter over there.
There's your scooter over there. Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there he is. There's Johnny on the scooter this morning. He's making his way to the lab.
Tell me it's not fun to ride, but you just don't want anybody to see you riding it. Yeah. Is that a perfect description or what?
That's the best description, Matt. Yeah, although that scooter doesn't look like that's a little Vespa there. Oh man. Hey, how's your feet looking today? We're nation's curious. So Sterling and Preston, how's your feet looking today?
They're looking sharp, baby.
Yeah?
Sharp.
Yeah. What colors you go with?
Dialed in.
Yeah. What colors you go with? Gunmetal gray?
Yeah, Terry has it picked out before I get there. I just get in the chair.
I love it.
I just get in the chair, and I mean, it's 90 minutes of me being productive.
I'm so jealous. So they scrub, they clip, they scrub, they feel, they massage, all that, right? Am I correct? They clean, they rub your calves, rub your feet. Is it everything? The whole kit caboodle?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't pay too much attention.
Don't you just enjoy it though, or are you so relaxed you actually kind of lose track of it all?
No, I'm being productive is what I'm doing.
Well, dude, listen, I'm productive too when I go for my pedicure. I got my phone, I'm getting shit done. But okay, I guess I'm maybe opposite. I'm like, oh, you're done already? It's like, because I'm so productive and I enjoy it so much. Where it's like time is already gone. I'm like, can you guys go?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a different chair to sit in. Is what I see it.
Yes, yeah, but it feels good though when somebody's rubbing my feet and massaging and. It's just like a head scalp. When I go get my haircut, you don't have to get your haircut. When I get my haircut, man, I get my head scalp. That's a nice feeling too.
Yeah, I can't say that's a big allure for me.
Really? Oh yeah. My goodness. No way.
Yeah, I mean, that's not that. I mean, I suppose it's not. I mean, I just never. I don't know. It's just not. It's the end result I'm interested. Do my toes look good? Yeah, let's go. The faster you can get me out of here, the happier I'm gonna be.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I just cut off the whole conversation thing right from the jump. I'll say, I know you're going to be looking at my feet, which is totally fine. But when you hear me talking, I'm talking to my phone.
Oh, so I go put my headphones on, and I got my headphones on. I shut myself like my AirPod, like my canceling ones. I cancel the whole world out, and I just let them do my feet, and I enjoy it. Like I said, to me, I'm like, oh, we're already done. Like, can we stay here for 4 more hours? Or I'll just get work done all day sitting there and having them doing my feet.
Yeah, they put me. There's a chair I go there, a special chair to put me in.
Yeah,
it's right next to a desk, so I just put my book right there.
Yeah,
and I just fucking just nail up. I know when I go there, I've got 90 minutes of ultra productive time, so I just crush it out of there. But I am talking the whole time. I'm talking to my phone most times.
Yeah. Speaking of talking, I've been eager to ask this question. How's Benny doing? How's he making out? Anything I can do to help? Is he doing okay there?
Yeah, I think I know he's making progress. I know he's talking excited about it.
Good,
so,
good.
Yeah, he's chipping away. I think what he's doing is because he's very, I mean, I love it. He's very hesitant to test something on the stuff that we've got in motion.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to build this thing. I'm going to run it on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
After I get it for a week and I'm confident, I'll switch it over to what we're doing.
Yeah, that's smart. That's good. That's smart. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. He's, it'll be good because we got him yesterday. We met with a guy who he's like, I don't know what his fucking title would be. But he's like, he knows how to go out and look at what people are not being used. Right.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
The best way to put it, he spots the cracks.
Yes.
Where nobody is. And so every week I'm going to hire this guy to meet with Ben every week to say, okay, look, there's nobody searching. This is a highly, buzzword, but nobody searched it last week.
Yeah. So you guys are going to go and own those words, right? That's the plan.
Yeah. Then we got 2 bots that we've got, and we're going to fucking point the bots at that word and just fucking blow it up. And every week we'll be changing our focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gave that a little bit of a crack. We got that thing working, and Ben and I were trying to adjust keywords, and I was like, fuck, dude, this is going to be a long fucking ordeal. This is not as easy as I thought it was going to be, but I'm always happy to give it a crack myself first.
Dude, good for you though. Yeah. So you're messing around with that yourself, eh? So just,
I was just telling Ben what to do.
Yeah. It's, and it's not necessarily, HARD hard, but it just takes intentional thinking, and it takes intention and diligence.
It takes more than I have time to give to it. Is what
I get you. Okay.
If I would say, okay, I'm going to block off 3 hours a day and master this.
Yeah.
I know I could do it.
Yeah.
But 3 hours a day, fuck, I'll hire somebody to come in
that's just it.
Much less than my 3 hours a day.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Hey, so we got an interesting guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. Eric Severnhouse climbed Everest. Said running businesses are harder than that. We're gonna have that conversation coming up with Eric Severnhouse.
Speaking of guests, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yesterday, our man was on here pushing his product. He's going at it. He's just promoing up, and you're like, oh, I don't like pickles that are cut in half.
Yeah.
It was like the fucking air just dropped out of the fucking balloon he was blowing up.
I don't.
But you don't say that in the middle of somebody fucking cutting a promo. Fuck, man. He was like, you could just feel it's like he's blowing this fucking balloon, he's getting ready to fucking pop. And all of a sudden you say that, and he's like, all the air, boom,
and then Keith just goes.
I was like, Jesus. I was like, I know you didn't do that intentionally, but you couldn't have fucking timed that any better.
Hey, dude, that's why we're connected, because there's times when I'm like, did Anderson just say that? And we laugh and giggle or something.
Well, I didn't even know how to recover from that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's nothing I can say is going to make this better. I'm just gonna hope that a lot of people didn't recognize what I did.
EJ and I grabbed a quick coffee after the show yesterday, and he's awesome. He sends lots of love, and he's like, you know what he wanted to do? He so much just wanted to apologize for the hiccup the week before. He's like, dude, I felt so bad that I stood you and Johnny up because I really love you guys, like hanging out with you guys. And he goes, I feel so bad. He goes, don't worry about it, dude. So we talked for like 3 minutes. It was a fun chat. He's a solid dude, man. He's for sure. He's an interesting fellow. Speaking of interesting fellows, I don't even know how to address this one, and I don't even know if I need your comment on it, but it's just one of those, like, what kind of things. John, and this is one of those news things, cornhole champion, no arms, no legs, murders the person in his car while he's driving. Sterling Preston, yes, exactly. John.
No arms, no legs, but somehow murders somebody.
Nation, a pro cornhole player with no arms and no legs just got charged with murder. Every sentence in this story is more insane than the last.
He shot a man while driving a car, then told the passengers to remove the body.
No arms, no legs, and he's behind the wheel with a firearm.
Keith, John, you're going to want to sit down for this one.
How do you shoot the gun with your fucking mouth?
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing, but I was as puzzled as you are. Like, look, you talk about committed.
Okay, so he does have arms and legs. I was thinking he was just going to be a torso.
Yeah, well, so did I when I first saw the video. But I wanted to lean into what we've kind of created on the show, committed, because that's
still fucking pretty amazing, though.
It's absolutely
shooting that gun with nubs.
I know, like that is committed, man. Like, so let's remove the heinous crime or the alleged crime out of it. Like you and I've talked a million times about reps. This guy has put reps in to have as much of a quote unquote normal life as possible. Clearly, cornhole, driving a car, shooting guns, killing people.
Yeah, cornhole is that's a repetition machine too.
Yeah, cornhole. Anyways, fascinating story. But committed, like seriously committed. The guy, that just again it shows you if you want to get something bad done enough, you'll get it done. Actually, you'll get it done. No question. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Let's keep it rolling because I don't even know how to comment on that one. Hey, Kai, women are blowing up. 2 and 3 gray divorces. Men never see it coming. Johnny, women just want to be divorced. More women than ever are getting divorced.
My stance on fucking marriage / divorce.
Totally.
It's just this watered down idea.
Yeah.
So, hey, you don't mind if I want to ask you, I love sometimes asking you questions, and we've never had this call. So I'm asking you this question on the air. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it's always good to hear because this is like some of our conversations. Like you say, we talk on the show. We don't really have, of course we have private conversations, but we really, it's nothing we don't talk about. I'm happy to. So talk to me what your thought on this whole fucking energy crisis thing that's looming around. But the thing is as we both know, okay, we got everybody's looking over here so we can do this over here.
Yeah.
Now, so there's so many moving pieces to this because obviously there's the oil, which there's the gas prices, there's the energy crisis.
Yes.
And then somehow, some way, this has got to parlay this, this parlays back to money. And obviously the man that's pulling all the levers, is heavily invested in some like crypto and some different shit. So how is this whole, what's your prediction?
So it's
prediction's more fun than opinion.
I know. I like how you said that, how you kicked it off, because we're all paying attention to what's happening over here. When in reality, some of us should look to see what's happening over here, right? Because you're a chess player, you know how it works, right? So you're right. Everybody's paying attention with the energy.
Yeah, you blow up a fucking car on the other side of town so you can rob the bank on the other side.
That's it. So we know something's happening way over there, and whatever it is, I don't know, but I would think that what you're touching on, maybe a realignment of the financial sectors and the realignment of just the continued realignment of the way the world works, right? And whether it's whether we're there is the BRICS nations that were making a move there earlier in the year that was threatening the U.S. dollar. Obviously Iran and the oil crisis happening over there has a massive impact on the world. Iran's linked to Russia. There's just so much moving pieces that it's hard for me not to think that it comes back to when it's all said and done, we wake up with a new type of accepted, financial world, or so to speak.
Yeah, it's just there's just so many
an evolution of that.
There's a lot of fucking movement. This is like a chess game. 4 sides to a chessboard, right? It's confusing enough with 2 players. Yeah, now you got fucking 4 players. There's one on every side of the board here.
Well, this is a big one. Like, as you know, like as we're taking, this is a big one because this has effects. Like I know you and I don't talk much about gas prices, but gas prices are everywhere through the roof, like through the fucking roof, and affecting.
It's like fucking. There's like places in California like $8.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
It is fucking nuts, and then it affects everything, right? So,
well, can you imagine if they start rationing gas, right?
Yes.
Think about the people that have to go to work.
Oh,
I mean, that's the first thing I thought of. I told Terry, I was like, hey, I said, just be safe when you're coming home. Just fill up every time you leave the house. If the car's below 3/4, fill it up.
Yeah.
Just be safe, because if we one day we wake up and we say, hey, guess what? You can't get gas till fucking Thursday or some bullshit.
Yes.
We have 4 fucking cars. We're going to be fine. You know,
so
we have 4 full tanks of gas.
Yes.
We're not going to be affected by this.
Right. So Ray Dalio, first principles guy, financial dude, so forth. He's predicting that.
Smart dude. He's one of the dudes I really listen to. Like that whole thing where he had that timeline where he's like, look, I'm just going to show you what's happened over the last 500 years.
That's what I'm getting at, because it's like, because we're in it now, Johnny. Like
we're in this thing. We're about ready to lose our status.
So when you ask the question about what's my opinion with what's happening with the energy crisis, it's almost like, in order for us to wake up, the empire has to fall. It's almost like we have to have like a climatic event for us to all wake up in the world to kind of go, okay, let's all just settle down now. We're going to be friends. Let's just temper down. Like, I hate to say that I'll use that word, but you're right, Johnny. It's like Dalio was saying, okay, every great empire has to fall before it rebuilds again. Maybe it's happening right now with us.
Well, dude, if you look far enough back, India was at the top.
Yes.
You know, but we can't even imagine that.
And Peter Thiel is out there in the Vatican and out there across Europe talking about, the Antichrist is on its way. Right. So again, there's just there's symbolisms happening. The fall of America, the fall of the empire, Antichrist is coming back. Here's
the thing. Every time we go through some massive thing like this, there's always a fleet of people, a very small fleet of people who fucking make more money than you can even imagine. And I'm trying to figure out where these bastards are planting the seeds right now.
Yeah. Well, artificial intelligence, I say, would be one of them. Obviously, I think if you're watching the alternative currency world, you're gonna do okay. I think staying with the ethers, the bitcoins, and so forth. Maybe not rolling too much into the crazy alternative stuff, but that's pretty much the 2 top would be Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah. Because you think about that, dude. I think we've talked about this before. The man who has the hand on the biggest levers. Yes.
He's got a Bitcoin mining company. They fucking mine these things. They've mined like a shitload of so they don't have to buy them. He just makes them.
Yes.
And then it's like his largest holding in crypto wallet is Ethereum.
Yes.
That's got to tell you something right there.
You know what's crazy? And I'm going to say something. I'm not here to offend anybody with what I say next, but you know what's crazy, Johnny? When you look back, because Barack Obama said this, and I have to giggle when he said it. He's like, yeah, right now the world's pretty much run by a bunch of old white dudes who just can't get over their shit. Like, just think about it.
When did he say that?
He said it a few months ago on stage, like at a conference. Like, if you kind of look around, you got a few white dudes that are stuck in the olden days that just aren't really progressive. You think about it. It's true. You got a bunch of old white guys that are like, okay, well, we're going to make a decision over here, make a decision over here. And that's just what we're going to do.
He's like, Brock's like, we need some color back in there. Come on.
It's crazy.
Come on, let's go.
You think about it. It's just, and these 4, to your point, you got a few big dudes that are just pulling the levers on the world right now.
And I say this jokingly because I don't talk politics and I don't talk poorly about anybody, but it's just as a joke.
Yes.
Barack is white as anybody is white, man. That's a white black dude if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that was no question about that. Hey, quickly before we bring Eric Severinghouse, That tragic event in New York City a couple days ago, those 2 young pilots that were killed in that, did you see that crash? That plane landed on the...
What happened?
Dude, so just imagine this. Your kid goes to work who's an air traffic controller and says it's okay to go. And the 2 guys driving the fire truck drive the fire truck right in front of an airplane that just landed on the fucking runway. And the airplane drives into the fire truck and the 2 pilots die.
How big was the plane?
Like an Air Canada 737, like a passenger, like a plane you fly on, a plane I fly on, like an actual
and
jet.
Just only the pilots died, just the 2 front.
Yeah, it's quite tragic. It's a real
interesting. So I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, it landed and it drove right in. It landed and so the plane's taxiing down the runway because it just landed and it's at full speed and it's coming in and the fire truck just drove in front of it and boom.
Pow.
So tragic, dude. 2 young pilots, and then the flight attendant, a traffic controller, a young traffic controller. You can hear on the air saying, "I just messed up." I can't imagine.
So the guy he knew he did. Oh, that's a terrible fuck.
It's horrible.
So it wasn't like it was the fire engine's fault.
No, it was saying go. It was like me saying, "Okay, Johnny, you can go now." And then I send you, and then what was incredible to me is the people who were driving the drivers of the fire truck didn't pass, which is just the whole thing is sad, man.
Look at that, Jesus Christ!
Yes,
yeah, it's weird. It's like that when you said go. Reminded a couple of years ago, Tara and I had to have like this. We literally had this conversation. Like, look, we need to get our language square because when we look for each other. Where we were like, when I say, "Hey, am I good over there?" Right? She would say "go" or "no." Fuck, man, we got to use some more descriptive words. I mean, because the O is too prevalent in both of those.
Yes,
I'm gonna fucking get us killed.
Yeah. Melissa just said to me there were some other casualties too on the plane, or there were. I'm not sure where, but there were other casualties on the plane. All right, we're gonna bring Eric.
That thing is just messed up.
Oh, it's just there's complete. Well, and the thing is, Johnny, a routine situation.
Yeah.
I have done this flight. It was Montreal to New York flight. I've done that flight hundreds of times. Like I know that flight. So I've been a routine, just up and down, and then you're landed, and next thing you know, you're crashing. Very, 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 very sad situation. Actually, this flight. Actually, I got a funny story to it. I was in New York City for dinner and drinks one night, and I flew in for dinner and drinks and flew out, and it was a night of espresso martinis. Well, dude, went for dinner, ended up at some bar, and then I ended up outside of the gate of the air. I got at the fucking in LaGuardia, passed out in the chair at the gate, and they're boarding the plane, and the girl knocks on my shoulder, goes, "Sir, is this your plane?" I'm like, "Huh?" She's like, "We're boarding." I'm like, "Holy shit, I almost missed the plane," because I was still half drunk sitting in the shit seat outside of the gate. Just a dumbass.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy when you can sometimes you get a little messed up. It's real easy to lose track of what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. All right, let's do it. Kai, we got a guest waiting for us. Sophia Grant's waiting for us. His name is Eric Severinghaus. He's patiently been waiting for us in the green room. He's got an interesting story. The guy climbed Everest, Johnny, but I don't think that was the hardest thing. His entrepreneurship almost killed him, not Everest. That conversation is starting right now.
You ever catch yourself working harder just to avoid sitting still with your own thoughts? The calendar is full, the goals keep moving, and the one thing you never schedule is a conversation with yourself, because somewhere along the way, you started to wonder if the thing pushing you forward is the same thing wearing you down. Eric Severinghaus built a life that looked like proof it wasn't. Built his first company as a college sophomore. It sold for $169 million. He kept going, made partner at IBM. He helped lead another company to a $220 million acquisition, over $600 million in combined exit. He summited Everest. He finished 2 Ironmans, and then he lost an engagement, a best friend, and his savings. Closed 6 companies. A prominent Chicago investor called him the single worst investment ever made. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, he lost his ability to feel joy. The wins kept coming, the work kept moving, but nothing landed anymore. He described it as joylessness. So he sat down. Every morning, 10 minutes, eyes closed. He started studying Buddhism and asking a question most achievers won't touch. If I lose my anxiety, will I lose my drive? That question is still open. If you've ever wondered whether your edge and your exhaustion share the same root, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Eric, welcome to Mornings in the Lab. We're glad you're here.
Johnny, I'm excited about this one, man. Imagine summiting Everest, standing on top of the world at just under 30,000 feet. You've done 2 Ironmans. You've built successful companies worth over $600 million. And then on the way down, you sit down and you say, climbing Everest was the second hardest thing I've ever done. Yep, the second. Eric Severinghouse. What's up, Eric?
Keith, John, thanks so much, man. I'm excited to be here. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. How are you? So first of all, where are you joining us from today?
Chicago, Illinois.
Yes, I saw you smiling while we were doing that opener. Did we hit it right for you there?
I got to tell you, like that opening vignette was absolutely unbelievable. I don't know how you guys put that together, but I need to figure out the magic behind that. I want to rip that off.
That's Sophia Grant. We'll get you a copy of that. Eric, me, John.
We have 2 variations of that.
If my wife and I don't work out, that's going to be my new dating video. I have to tell you, like it makes me look better than I think any intro I've ever seen.
Well, see, brother, check it out. So we have 2 versions of that. We have the one where we want to have a good conversation like with you, and we have the one where we want to piss a guest off, and it's nothing like that. You got the good one.
And is that when you tell him that his pickle sucks and you don't like it when it's split halfway down the middle? I was here worried that you guys were going to tell me my pickle wasn't up to par, but we'll see how this conversation goes.
Oh shit, Eric.
Well, Keith likes the pickle split down the middle.
Eric Severinghouse has been paying attention. Dude, I got to get right into this because I've been fortunate myself to climb a couple of things, not Everest. I've done Kilimanjaro. I've done a few mountains in my life. And I've said to many people who've said, Keith, I want to start a business. I'm like, well, no, I think you should go run a marathon first, to go climb a mountain first. And if you can do that, if you can put the reps in over a long period of time, like John has done in his career, like I have done in my career, then come talk to me about starting a business. It sounds to me like you agree 100%. So
my big theory is, if you ever read the book Into Thin Air?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? John Krakauer, right?
Yeah.
So whether you read the book, whether you watch the movie, it doesn't matter. You go learn anything about climbing Mount Everest, and what do you see? You see motherfuckers dead on the mountain. You see the most horrible deaths, disfigurement, people freezing, toes falling off, all this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And about 99% of the world reads those books or watches those movies and says, what kind of a sick bastard wants to go do this to themselves when I have a perfectly good, bed I can sleep in, right?
Yes.
And then there's the weirdos who look at that and go, man, that sounds like feeling alive. Like, I want to know what that feeling feels like. Like, I want to exist in that realm. And for me, so before, I counsel anybody to be an entrepreneur, even to come work at a startup, like I want them to know how many dead bodies lay on this mountain. I want them to know just how scary this thing is. And then if you decide you still want to do it, like, game on, brother, let's go. But don't go into it with any false pretenses that this game is easy, because it's not.
Johnny.
Yeah, that's good shit, brother. I mean, it's like, personally, myself, I don't really know any different because, when you said something here, both you guys are kind of talking about, I never really realized it myself that I've been, from the time I was young, with my love for lifting weights and pushing myself. And that probably was, this whole vein of this conversation is probably why I just went straight into starting a business out of college. I never had a job. I've never collected a paycheck, and it just didn't make sense to me. And it's what listening to both of you guys talk right there. I was like, fuck, that's probably how this whole thing started, because I was accustomed to a certain, excitement in my life, walking up to a bar thinking, shit, I'm going to either squat this 500 pounds 25 times, or I'm going to fucking eat it on the floor with it. Going to 9 to 5 didn't represent that.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, John, because as Eric was talking, I was getting some goose pimples too, because I woke up this morning, a little bit of Eric Gill preaches the morning entrepreneur anxiety. That one when you get up and you're like, oh shit, I got payroll I got to make. You got all these check marks in your head you got to deal with. And you're like, but holy shit, I got to go to work. Like I got to go and do my thing to help relieve the anxiety. And then I sat down, Johnny.
I got to tell you, I'm thrilled when it's the morning anxiety and not the 3 a.m. anxiety.
Well, yeah, well, that is my morning though, because I get up at 3 a.m., brother. So that's
Okay.
But as I get up having coffee and I'm thinking about Keith and Johnny's conversation, I then get into this. Oh yeah, I'm at the top of Everest. There's all these dead bodies. I'm living right now. I'm alive, and then I'm feeling really excited, right? And because you can't be both at the same time. You can't be anxious or excited. So I quickly got to pivot. And I remind myself why I do this, which is, the love for what we do.
Well, and I got to tell you, man, like, I think that's absolutely true. But then there's the flip side, which is the harder thing, I think, for guys like us to figure out is how to get comfortable with the quiet, get comfortable with the part inside yourself.
Yeah.
Without necessarily having to go all in on the activity to drown it out, right? And that like that for me has been the harder part of the journey. Has been figuring out how to do that.
Oh, interesting. Then let's go. So Johnny, you'll appreciate this because I think we're gonna go here then, because I got a question for you. Addiction. Entrepreneurs have 3 times the addiction rate and 2 times the suicide rate, Johnny, of the general population, and that's from Eric's book. Mm-hmm. And John, you've talked about your addiction challenges. I've talked about mine and everything along the way. Eric, let's talk about yours.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, like I don't necessarily have like a classically addictive personality.
Yeah.
I've never really had a personal problem with like alcohol or drugs. What I found is where I got in trouble with those things, it's because I was using them to cover up the same anxieties that I think I was using entrepreneurship and candidly using stuff like Ironman and exercise. Like it all kind of came from the same root, which was different ways to escape figuring out how do I look at myself in the mirror.
Oh, interesting. Anderson, I know you have a POV on this one.
It's just so weird how we all have our variations and how it works. Like my addiction is fucking run strong every fucking day. And in my mind, as long as it's performance oriented, and I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about performance in general, it just makes my investigation or my use okay. And so it's like I have to fucking balance. Okay, there's this fucking fine line between, okay, you can use something to perform, but all of a sudden, if that thing becomes the most important, you fucking cross the line again. And so it's like this, it's this, everybody has this, like you were talking about your form of addiction, very different, but still it's just your form of being an addict. But I guess when all the dust settles, I say that give me a fucking addict who's learned to control his addiction, and I will take that fucking guy every time, irregardless of what his skill set is or is not. Because if he can take that addiction and point it at something constructive, he'll work fucking circles around anybody else who doesn't have an addiction problem.
What do you think about that, Eric? There's something to be said for that, right? Like elite athletes. You think about the elites out there that have, and I'm talking like the elites, the Kobe Bryants, the Tysons, like the people that have done crazy shit.
Because being addicted and being obsessed are like twin fucking brothers.
Yes. Yeah. Eric.
Yeah. I mean, like I agree with all that. And I think it can drive performance gains, particularly in the short term. Like I'm a guy who can outwork anybody. And like, there's like a gene that I was born with that is just different than like I knew when I was a kid, like I was just always different than the rest of the population. Right. That being said, for me, getting to a happier. So the problem with that for me was it was also brittle. It was this fuel that drove me. But then when I got to the point where, Keith, I damn near didn't make payroll and I had to sell a business for zero, and I had to look straight in the mirror and look at failure, which, by the way, like I'd never failed. Like I was straight A student, Eagle Scout, pretty good athlete, yada, yada, yada. Like I had every.
You had to learn to fail later in life. Oh, fuck.
That's right. And I had to stare straight at, like, I took this business, I took millions of investor dollars, and I'm putting a big 0 on the board in terms of the financial return. Like I'm selling this business for nothing.
Yeah.
And when I didn't have my success, when I didn't have my achievement, it damn near broke me. Like I couldn't figure out what I was, who I was, or why I should even stick around on this planet if I wasn't who I thought I was. And that for me was like an existential event, man.
Oh, interesting.
You know, it's weird. It's like our identity, because you're talking about identity.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, because I'm a overly simplified individual. That's how I find my way. I just keep peeling layers back until I find the most simple way of doing something. It might be skipping a lot of details, but if I do that big chunk perfectly or very, very well, all those details don't matter. And it's like, as I did this with my identity, I realized I'm stripping all these pieces away that don't matter. And it came down to me, you know, in terms of, I mean, of course, there's more than just this one piece, but the piece I always hold on to in the context you're talking about is I am the person that will do what other people will not. And that tells me I can navigate wherever I want to go. I can go over here and I can do it again. I can go over here and do it again. And that gives me that peace, because you know, it's life is just, and you look at like entertainers, they're real good with it. They just keep fucking pivoting and they just, you know, I mean, it never stops. And that's kind of how I dealt with what you described.
Eric, what's your purpose? What's your interest when you get up every single morning? What drives you?
Yeah, so I like that. There's a lot of elements to it, right? I wouldn't say I've got one particular one. I got a family now, man. That changes perspective completely, right? It's not all about individual achievement anymore.
Yeah.
You know, being a good husband is a key one. I've still got the adventure streak, so I want to complete all 7 summits. So I got finale on the calendar coming up soon. And then you're talking about AI earlier, man. Like I'm trying to make AI work for the enterprise. So you know, the day job is an AI startup where we're working with the biggest companies in the world and helping them understand how do they use AI to transform their processes. So it spans the spectrum. I got it all.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that. Talk about Bloomifier, that AI process mining for software teams. How's that going? What's the biggest struggles you're having? What's the wins you're having? And talk to us a little bit about that, Eric.
Yeah, so Bloomfilter is the company.
Okay.
And we work with many of the largest companies in the world. So the biggest banks, the biggest auto companies, a lot of folks you would have heard of. And the problem they're having is, we've all read about Claude Code. It makes programmers write code 2 or 3 times faster.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right. So then you go to the guy that owns the technology org and you say, hey, if all your programmers are writing code twice as fast, then that means we need half the programmers, right? And they say, no, we still need all the people. Okay. And you say, well, then it means you're going to double the amount of roadmap, the stuff that you're going to get done this year, right? And they go, nope. Roadmap needs to stay the same. And the reason is because making one small task work is different than making the whole process work faster. It's the difference, if you're in the gym, between working one really small muscle group and having functional strength to be able to complete an entire movement. And so we use process mining, which is just a fancy way of saying, like, we understand the end-to-end process within a company. So what we're able to do is understand where are the bottlenecks, where are the breakpoints, where is the value from AI getting lost, so we can translate that twice as fast programming into twice as fast output.
So you're a systems guy then, just like John. You take a system from
my systems are just not that complex.
No, but so hold on. So Eric Anderson sometimes doesn't give himself enough credit. So
no, I just mean you nerdy fuckers are talking a language I don't understand. You were talking French for the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know. But the funny thing is, though, is that, you know, when I extrapolate it to your world. So Eric, John and Keith have never met. He was a guest on my show, and now we hang out every single day for 10, 15 hours a week and growing up together, building our business together. And sometimes the guy doesn't give himself enough credit because he says, I break everything down. But the reality is that if you took what Eric does and what John does, exact same thing, strip it right down to that thread and then building it back up again. It's the same thing Elon does with first principles thinking. It's just that John doesn't look like Elon. John doesn't look like Eric. So John's like, no, I don't. John, you're fucking pretty brilliant, man. Because when you strip it down to a thread, everything has to start with the thread to build it up again.
Well, here's the thing. I'll summarize what you say. I don't give myself enough credit. Here's my response to that.
Yes.
A genius never gets caught sucking his own cock in public.
Okay, that'll work too. That'll absolutely work
Because
too.
if you want me to be totally honest, I feel that my ability to make things simple is my genius.
No, but that is your genius, though.
I just don't say it because it makes me much more relatable when I call myself a dipshit.
But this is funny though, because Eric, I was talking with John about his business and putting AI. So let's go here. We're putting AI agents in here, right, into his business, right, and this idea of doing tasks. And in a world of, it's fascinating because I'm a nerd in the space, Eric, too, and it's clear that the world is going through a redefinition of what work is. Work is now process. It's measured in workflow. It's measured in tokens, right? And it's like, and when you can take a clear task from point A to point B and it's done, you're like, oh, that's what done is. Because in the human world, when Eric says he's done, but he's actually not done, he's only 97% done. We got to go back and forth. That whole measurement isn't real anymore. I find it quite fascinating how the world is moving into what is work, what is process, what is workflows, and what's the value of that, Eric?
But real quick, before you speak on that, Eric, I just want to say, Keith, I agree with you, but
you
got to remember, you're also talking about a culture that allows that.
Oh,
inside, like in my companies, that culture doesn't exist. If finished is finished, and the person that's waiting has been touched base with, the person has responded, like there's a level of not only finished, but communicate that you're finished, verify that person knows you're finished, then check the box. You know what I mean? Yeah. So amongst normal cultures, I totally agree, but there are, cultures out there, that do finish, which it's unfortunately they're far and few between.
Yes. Yeah. Eric.
Yeah, I mean, there's a cultural thing to it, but I think a lot of it is just a knowledge and a know-how thing, right? Like you go tell a computer to write a bunch of code, like that's fine. It goes and it writes the code. It can translate the thing,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily know how it needs to test the code. It doesn't necessarily know the documentation it needs to write. It doesn't necessarily need to know how it takes the code from here and checks it in over here so that this person can look at it. It doesn't necessarily know that this is the part that has fucked up a million times. So whatever you do, don't touch this part or it's going to break and the whole tower is going to come crumbling down. Right. And so all of that is called context. And if you guys follow VC Twitter, everybody is going nuts about the idea that there's $1 trillion opportunity in the context that makes AI effective.
Do you agree with that?
And at the end of the day, that it's knowing what done is. It's knowing the definition of done, which is a really hard thing to actually teach a computer around what is the definition of done.
But I got to tell you, Eric, so I started playing OpenClaw when it was released, and I've been playing Perplexity Computer and building my own shit. And then a few things became done for me. And I was like, oh, that's what done is. I was quite overwhelmed by the feeling of what done became.
Well, because these agents are, it's black and white.
Yes.
You take all that fucking gray area. That's the way a person should look at a task too.
Yes. Yeah.
There's literally, okay. There's no in between. That means the period is put at the end of the sentence. It's just so simple. It's black and white. How people allow themselves to think of it differently doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we see in big enterprises, right? Again, you talk about a small scale, get an email responded to, something like that, right? But you start to scale up to a big enterprise, you're talking about 9,000 people that are trying to interact across each other in order to get complex software written that has to be go through regulatory scrutiny and oversight and all this kind of stuff. The orders of magnitude of the complexity that happen here, it just gets huge. It actually becomes a really, really hard problem.
I can only imagine. Hey, Eric, Eric built 7 Papa John's restaurants in Chicago, 200 employees along the way. But then
Papa John, that's a pizza, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you also lost money on a board game business where you literally couldn't give the games away. Talk a little bit about that, man. Which failure do you laugh at more? Is it the pizza business or the board game business? Because you've been trying shit your whole life.
Yeah, I've probably built 30 companies since I've been on the planet, and I've probably had about 4 wins. So I don't know what that says about me. The nice thing is that the 4 wins have more than paid for the losses.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever think that any of them, like, even in retrospect, were necessarily bad ideas. Like the franchises are still here in Chicago. We sold them. We didn't make much money on the deal, but we built it, we sold it. I'm honestly still proud. Whenever I see that somebody's got a Papa John's pizza in Chicago, I still think, like, man, that wouldn't be here if like we hadn't taken the risk and brought it here.
Yeah.
The board game company. So we wanted to make Trivial Pursuit basically for like the universities around the United States. And I still thought it was a cool idea, man. Like the execution, we didn't pull it off. And to your point, like we ended up with a whole bunch of them in a garbage dump, which kind of broke my heart when it happened. Like these things feel like kids almost in a way. Like when it doesn't work, it's a very sad moment.
Yeah.
But looking back, I wouldn't do anything any different because it's the failures and the learnings that ultimately get you to where you are in life. And nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah, I mean, all those things that fuck us up along the way, if we didn't have to deal with those, we wouldn't have developed the skill sets we need to be here right now.
Yeah. Like Eric,
I think resilience is a learned attribute.
Yes.
Right. And like there's something to be said for after you failed a few times, you're not as scared to try again.
So you've used
that is 100%. That's when you said your failure came as an adult. I was like, oh shit. See, I was probably halfway done with my being afraid to failure at a younger age, very young age. So by the time I got out and swung the bat a few times and fucking struck out, I was like, well, I guess this is just part of what I got to do, And then, but once you get there, once you're not afraid of failure, you wear a different set of goggles.
I always say cold calling is the job I skipped that I wish I had done. Because I think when you got to pick up the phone and call 100 people a day and 99 of them are going to tell you to fuck off and hang up on you.
Yeah.
It teaches you a learned resilience that's hard to get anywhere else.
Yeah. What about door to door?
Well, same thing. Yeah.
Get the door slammed
one of my
in your
first
face,
businesses,
like in
I
front
was
of
door
you.
to door.
Yeah.
As a kind of semi-adult, that was how I got business. I walked fucking door to door.
Well, I would say that was there's without a doubt that so I learned how to sell through Xerox, Johnny and Eric, and that was that back in the olden days when we were growing up, Anderson, like that was the way to sell, right? Numbers, knocking on doors. So I learned failure very early, how to sell photocopiers and fax machines. People don't want to hear from me. But Eric, before we wrap up with you've used the word a number of times, and I wonder if you believe it. But you've used the word failure, yet you strike me as somebody who doesn't believe it's failure, that it's actually just learning in disguise. Why do you keep using the word failure?
Well, here's the thing, man. Most of the entrepreneurs that you're ever going to have on your show or that get a platform, all they do is they tell you about the peaks they summited, and all they do is tell you about the wins that they've had. And they make it all look so damn easy, and they make it look like they've got a golden horseshoe stuck up their ass, and they never fail. And what I think that does for most entrepreneurs, 80% of businesses fail to return capital to shareholders. Like, so when you see all these guys that seem to all have it figured out, and then when you struggle in your life, you're left feeling like, man, I'm the only asshole out here that isn't rich, successful, famous, great. Like, I don't have the muscles of John Anderson, the personality of Keith Bylas, like, et cetera, right? And it just makes it worse, I think, in our brains. And so a big thing that I try to do is to, maybe one of the gifts I can give to the world is own my failure and say, look, here's a guy that has failed, fucked up, been at the lowest of the lows, been called every name in the book. Like, by the way, I'm doing all right. I got a great family. I climbed Mount Everest. I'm happy as hell. Like I'm in a great place in my life. But like, I didn't get there without the pain. And so, maybe the message is, if you're going through the pain, if you're going through some shit, if you're in a challenging place, it doesn't necessarily even mean that you're on the wrong track.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's some tools out there that you can use to help you get through that in a healthier way than I did, and ultimately put you in a position to kind of get to where you want to be.
It's fascinating. Yeah. Johnny?
Well, I think the the idea of glorifying failure is really, I think that's when you're afraid of it and you hear somebody talk about it like it's your friend, it helps really fucking open your eyes, your ears, everything. You know, it's like failure is the front door to success. You will not be successful without failing. You know, failing is testing, failing is this, failing is that. And all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. How did I have this categorized all wrong? I guess I need to welcome this.
Yes.
All my heroes have failed even bigger than I have, man. And you know, it's
and they're not afraid to say it either. I think it's the dudes who, I don't know. I mean, if you look at guys who have been successful for decades, these are the guys that are happy to talk about failure. You know, the guys that have a few quick fucking windfalls, and I say it's like lottery ticket success. They question if they can do it again because they were in the right time at the right moment and had that right opportunity. They really question their ability to generate that again. Well, that's a person that probably is not welcome failure all the way in, because as soon as you do, you know you can do it again.
What's striking?
Teddy Roosevelt, right, is like the paragon of this, the man in the arena. There is no effort without shortcoming, right? And man, when I first read that Man in the Arena speech, I looked at it and thought, how does a guy get so smart? And then you read about Teddy Roosevelt and you realize all the failure, all the challenges, everything that guy went through. And it blows your mind.
Eric, I know we have you for, I know we're at the top of the hour here with you, but do you have a couple extra minutes? I wanted to stay here for a couple, or do you got to rock and roll? Are you tight? Are you good?
Sure. No, I got a couple more minutes.
It's because we talk failure, but yet you strike me, and I know John feels this way, and I know I do, which is this undeniable self-belief. Because as an entrepreneur who's running towards failure, Eric, you have to have this undeniable self-belief. Like, I believe I'm failing every single day when I'm building this business that I'm building, but yet deep down, I know that I'm winning because I have this belief that because Keith and John talk, the further I am away from what people believe, the closer I am to winning.
I got to tell you, man, like the hard part for me is actually the opposite of that.
Oh,
it's I got all the outward trappings of success, right?
Okay.
Literally climb Mount Everest.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I've got the I got the money, I got all that shit. All right. And all of that stuff makes it really easy to have the mask that people look at. And you know, you can say, why does Eric have value? I don't know, because he climbed Mount Everest, because he wrote a book. And like none of that's me. Like none of that's like my person. That's like the activities. That's the stuff that I've achieved, right?
I can relate to that.
And
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I think in some cases, the harder part of it is getting to the like, why do I have intrinsic value as a person? Like irrespective of my accomplishments, irrespective of my achievements. And like, you know, I'm at a point in my career where like a lot of people believe in me, and you know, people have invested, you know, millions of dollars into this business I'm building, which I'm very excited about. So it's not necessarily that like the world doesn't believe. It's more the like, I've got a lot of belief and a lot of faith, and like, God damn, like it drives me like crazy to go prove them right and show that you know, we can do all these crazy things that we say we're going to do.
This is fascinating.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. I feel like I got to have you back for this one, because I got to be honest, man, I've spent 30 minutes with you. I don't know if I fully agree with you, because I believe you believe more in yourself than maybe you need to look in your own mirror to believe in yourself, because I know I believe, John believes, and sometimes my belief, because Keith and John believe too many humans have too many limiting beliefs that I can't, when I know I fucking can, Anderson can. And based on what you're telling me, I believe that you can.
Well, let me get real zen for a second, right?
Yeah.
And that I think these two things are like two sides of the same coin.
Okay.
And for me, like the hero's journey is like fundamentally, like, yeah, I believe in myself, man, because like I'm a guy that's bet on myself pretty much nonstop for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Right. And that doesn't mean I don't wake up in the middle of the night with the entrepreneur's anxiety, worried about a million different things.
100%.
And so those two things, while divergent, and this is where I think people misunderstand entrepreneurs, because I think they think that we're all crazy people that are so full of ourselves that we have no thought of failure or stuff like that. And the reality is, like, most of us are risk managing the hell out of our businesses. We're worried about failure every single day.
This whole show
trying
exists.
to mitigate it in every way we can.
This whole show exists for Keith and John to have not therapy, John, but have talking every single day to get through to the next day. It's like, okay, we got another day to get through. This is why we do this fucking show.
Well, and it's so funny you say that, Keith, because the reason that I go talk about Scale Your Everest, is not because selling books is my pathway to financial prosperity. It's because every time somebody gives me a stage and I get to share this with the journey, number one, hopefully I can help somebody else who's going through some similar stuff. That's the main reason. But then the other thing is, every time I got to get on and talk about this, I relearn the lessons, and it reinforces this stuff back in my brain. And so for me, this is my this is my opportunity to recalibrate.
Awesome. Eric,
when you teach something, that's when you really fucking start to understand it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, Eric, this show changed my life in one simple way, brother. I make better decisions at nighttime before I go to bed, because I don't want to get up on the show and get in front of you guys to say, hey, don't make a bad decision on the fridge at night because I'm like an idiot who did it. So it's like the teaching part, right? Eric Severinghouse, you've been awesome, man. I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. Let's grab a coffee later today or tomorrow. I'd like to have a further dialogue with you off show, if you don't mind. Johnny, closing words for Eric?
Brother, it was great talking with you. I appreciate your time, and keep doing what you're doing. That's what it's all about, baby.
Yeah. Eric.
Likewise. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Eric Severinghouse, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're going to do Lifestyle Tip Reset Hour 2, and Eric will be talking to you later, pal. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do this. Well, we're going to kind of take a bite off of the conversation we had with this really, really special guest, Eric. You see, we talked a bit about failure, and so many people out there are afraid of failure for this really interesting reason. And when you get past this first reason, it really kind of busts this thing wide open for you. And here's the thing. And ask yourself if this applies to you, because if it does, this is beautiful, because as soon as you get over this, your life is going to kind of start to evolve into a new place. You see, most people are afraid more of what people, or the other, excuse me, let me rephrase this. Most people are more afraid of what those around them are going to say because they failed, rather than the failure itself. Now think about that. Holy shit. You're basically living your life, making your decisions or not making decisions based upon what the people around you are going to think. How are you ever going to get what you want? You need to literally think about this. Failure is the front door to success. Failure is testing. Failure is good. Failure is that thing that's going to get you where you want to go. You're going to fail thousands of times, but you're also going to be successful if you commit to failing. The best way to sum this up is an NBA statistic, and I believe this is still current. If it's not, forgive me. At one point it was. See, Michael Jordan, he has the statistic for the most ever, or had the statistic for the most ever game-winning shots. But see, what most people don't know is Michael also owns the statistic for the most game-losing shots. You see, Michael clearly understood he had to fail more than everyone else to succeed more than everyone else. Now, if that doesn't sum this shit up, I don't know what does. But back to where we started, you think Michael gave a shit what the people around him were going to say or think because he failed? Hell no. he kept knocking on success's front door and just dealt with failure, opening it time after time until finally that success showed up and boom, he had achieved something else that was great. So the bottom line is this. If you're one of these people who still are more afraid of what people are going to say because you failed than the failure itself, look at this as a good thing. There's a whole new world out there waiting for you. Rock and roll.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, the big show where we help humans start the day with entertaining conversations, momentum, and enough truth to make the comfort zone nervous. Yes, if you're laying in bed hitting that snooze button, I would invite you to do one thing. Head on over to snoozetracker.mornings.live, snoozetracker.mornings.live. Why? So you can see how much of your life you are wasting away. Yeah, producer Kai, she's got it up on the screen right now. snoozetracker.mornings.live. That will tell you how much you are wasting your life away. And maybe that moment you're like, I need to get up and get after it. Speaking of getting up and getting after it, we're going to move on into a conversation. Family workouts. Yes, family workouts that suck or family workouts that get the family moving. Sometimes one person wants to go, the other person doesn't want to go, but one other person might be laying on the couch. We're going to talk about some ideas we can people getting up, getting after, get out there and get that family workout. And hey, Mark Henry has some words of wisdom that I really enjoyed that I'm going to share it with John coming up here in the next segment. But hey, let's get it going. The Deep Dive, Hour 2, is going right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Your Life Family Workout is a dad boot camp with kids watching. That's not bonding. That's the trap.
It's not one workout for everyone. It's one container that fits everyone. That's the rule.
You keep forcing it and somebody checks out. Then mornings get tense and you stop doing it. That's the bill.
Structure doesn't kill fun. It protects it. Same start time, clear choices, and a visible finish.
Micro move today. Each person picks one move they like. You do one round each and you stop. No extra.
We're going to break down the mistake and the fix. You'll leave with a simple system that keeps it consistent. No chaos.
All right, guys, welcome back to the lab. Yes, we're getting after it. Hour 2 is going right now. Hey, if you missed the first hour, go back, listen to Eric Severinghouse. The guy was awesome, man. Huge fan. We talked plenty about failure, and John talked about it too in his monologue. I want to talk about failure with John in a couple minutes because I wonder what failure is. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the obvious. Well, Keith, we lost the game. That's failure. I'm perhaps more so embracing the ambiguity, the gray of what failure is. Did you fail? Did you almost fail? Are you failing?
I'll sum it up real quick.
Yeah, please.
If you failed, it's because one simple thing happened.
What's that?
You quit.
Well, so it's interesting. Yes. So that's why I was, and I wanted to be respectful of Eric's time because I'd like to have him back, but I don't want to say I didn't like, but I was quite surprised by just the use of that word so often because that to me is quitting. And Eric didn't strike me as a quitter because I don't know if you fail if you keep trying, John.
Well, I think it's how you define the word. That word has many definitions. That's what my tip is all about. How do you define,
yes.
if you define failure as something that's good, it's you pursue it.
Exactly. So if you're going to stand there and throw 1,000 basketballs and you're going to miss 999 of them, I don't know if you're failing if you hit that last one because you kept trying.
Well, let's just say you fucking miss them all, but you come back tomorrow. You still you're having you only fail if you quit. Sorry, if the game is over, if you miss all those shots, all 1,000, but you come back tomorrow,
yes,
you haven't failed.
Well, and I agree with you. That's why I was so I appreciated Eric's stance. I did because he was right. A lot of folks just, oh, John's an entrepreneur. Look at all the nice clothes he drives and the business and the cars he drives. And he's right. Everybody judges by the external success, not recognizing the anxiety, the bullshit we go through in our head, et cetera, et cetera. But I think of failure as as ending. And when I just don't know if it actually is failure. I think failure is for the average person. Like, I don't think Michael Jordan ever failed. Wayne Gretzky never failed. They just kept going, and then they won. Like, you know, like, I don't know. I have a different point of view on it. Failing is accepting that it's over and you're done, and that you've lost the game, and then it's like, say, okay, I failed. Well, no, actually, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, again, I think it comes down to your definition. We define. There's all sorts of words that everybody defines differently. Commitment, finish it.
Yes.
So it's like we're going to be, you know, driving around this word failure all day and really end up at the same spot. Someone chooses to define it how they want to.
Yeah. Very good.
However, I mean, in many cases, when you understand it in a certain way, like there's all different levels of understanding the call it it's not just a word. It's like the
semantics of it, like the following through on the action of it.
Yeah. I mean, and wherever you know, and think of it like this, you know, as we grow older and more successful, our basic definition of failure keeps evolving also.
You know where people fail, John, and I know it hasn't failed in your family, is the family workout. You know, we you'll see the family. Okay, everybody, it's Thanksgiving now. We're going to do the turkey trot, and everybody getting after it. And then over time, one person keeps going, the other person doesn't, the other person doesn't. It just never happens. You and Terry, you know, and I know you've talked often. Your kids do what they watch, not what you say. But the idea of moving for your family, whether it's called working out or going to the gym, that has just been a non-negotiable for your kids. Like the idea of just doing something, hasn't it?
Well, I mean, when they were being raised, of course. But then once they got to the point where they could make their own decisions, they all went through the same thing. And it's pretty common. They rebelled. They were like, well, fuck, I don't have to do that. I choose. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can go eat fast food. I can do this. I got my car. I got my license. I got money. I can do. But then they quickly realized, and they've all said the same thing. They're like, you know what? We realized what you were doing all that time. You know, these habits that you instilled in us are really, they're priceless, because now they all exercise. Now they all eat well. But because they just went through their rebellion. They were like, okay, I had to do this. But yeah, I fucking forced some habits into you. You're right.
Hey, when clients come to you and looking to get themselves sorted out, when you're having the conversation with them, does their family come up as well? Like, which is, my family does stuff, or I'm just the fat dad. Like, is this part of the conversation? Like, go for a walk with your kids, go do things. Like, when you're talking to somebody, is this part of it?
I mean, they're all so unique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, when it comes down to it, like we were talking yesterday with Brianna.
Yeah.
I just tell them, look, I said, you got to stop worrying about everybody else. You got to worry about yourself.
Yes.
They're going to follow your lead by what you're doing, not about what you're saying. You've been saying all this dumb shit for years, but you look where you are.
Yeah.
Let's get to doing.
Speaking of doing and saying, I think I'm going to run a clip with Mark Henry. You're going to appreciate this one. You've made some comments in the past about, people on your team, making sure they're taken care of, making sure quality life is good, and just making sure you're taking care of the people around you. Mark Henry has a little quote here talking about Vince McMahon. And, obviously, people have all their comments about Vince, but listen to, because you're a mama's boy. You've talked very proudly about being a mama's boy. I think you're going to like this little segment from Mark Henry. Kai, let's run it.
Vince was like, look, man, I know you're a mama's boy. Get out of here. You come back when you're ready. I was out a year. He paid me every day. Never questioned nothing, like, paid me every day, every week. Never questioned nothing like you at home milking it or none of that. Like, you come back when you're good. So people can say whatever they want to about him. Mm-hmm. He's flawed like every other man on earth. And when I say man, I mean one man too. We all flawed. We all gonna fall short of being Christ. But the one thing that I know for a fact is I'm gonna judge you how you treat me.
I like that's just struck me, man. So he was talking about, I guess his mother was ill, and Henry was in WWF at the time, and Vince said, "Go take care of your family." Paid him for the whole year, and he didn't ask questions. He didn't question his commitment. Didn't think he was just soaking the sow for the money. He knew that he had. That's a character thing, dude. And you strike me as the same kind of person. I know for sure I am that kind of human. That's a character move, dude.
Well, I think there's the foundation of that.
Yeah, is
loyalty.
Yes.
If someone's not loyal to the team per se,
yes,
then it's a different set of rules that I'm going to play by.
Dude, why is loyalty so misunderstood?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I think there's not enough of it left anymore. I don't think there's a lot of models.
Dude, I so fucking agree with you. Again, you said 10 minutes ago we talk on the show because that's where we talk. Well, as I was going through my exit of ICUC, I want to be good with my words. I thought I had a loyal group of lieutenants that actually didn't end up being that loyal group of lieutenants. And you say to yourself, where does the loyalty go? Because I'm with you, man. Like, loyalty is one of the most important attributes to me, right? Because I think I said a lot about your character.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to be loyal to the decision maker,
right? Right?
Yeah. As soon as you're not the decision maker,
yeah,
all that loyalty slowly went somewhere else. You just weren't aware of it.
Yeah, yeah. But that struck me when he's like, "Hey, man, the guy kept paying me," and I'm really glad you used that word because that's exactly what that word is. It's loyalty. It's saying, "Well, you were here when I needed you. I was here when you needed me. You got my back. I got your back."
I mean, you hear a lot of fucked up shit about McMahon, right?
Yes.
But what you don't really hear is what was the trigger that made him do that fucked up shit. Because you look at the guys that were loyal in his organization, and there's so many stories like Mark Henry's.
Yes,
but they don't make news.
Exactly correct. But your attribute, you are a loyal soul. I can tell you are. You're loyal to me. You're loyal to our building here. That's so meaningful to me. And I think you'd say the same thing about me. I don't find that is a common trait with it doesn't seem to be a common trait in society. I know I got loyal people on my team. My team is extremely loyal. I know yours is as well. But again, I don't, I think it's and perhaps the argument would be, well, the company's not loyal to me, so I'm not going to be loyal to the company.
Well, I think one of the things that people tend to not even realize is that when you're a part of something,
yes,
that you believe in,
yes,
rather than just a part of something because it pays you well, now all of a sudden there's a different level of loyalty. Your loyalty to the cause, your loyalty to the mission, not just the person who writes your check.
Yeah. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Yeah. I thought that
not many people have that second dimension.
No.
And I think that's what's missed. If we had more of that, we would see more loyalty. Because realistically, they're only loyal to the dollar bill.
Well, it's true. Well,
that's on my point. Is that just like in your situation, those people were not really loyal to the company and what the company was, the purpose of the company. They were loyal to the fact they were getting paid really fucking well. So when they had to basically turn their back on you, it was a pretty easy decision. If they were, if they were like, oh my God, I'll never be able to replace this.
Yes.
And this is like some inspirational thing. I dream about this. It's a different level of loyalty.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the things that I really dig about my businesses is that if I dream about them, I know I'm doing what I want to be doing.
100%. Well, I talked about it with Eric this morning. Like I go through my, emotional battles some mornings, but then I start drinking my coffee and thinking about our conversation, thinking about what we're getting after. I'm like, okay, I'm in the right spot. Right. And
do you literally like have dreams? Because that's when I say dreams, I'm not talking facetious. I mean, literally wake up to take a piss from my sleep, dreaming about one of my companies.
Oh, fuck me too, man.
That tells you.
Yes.
See, I know I'm in it. Like, I know that's the thing that tells me.
Yes.
Like I usually dream early on in my ventures because there's a certain, it's almost like laying the footwork, laying the foundation.
Yeah.
For the really, really hard work I'm doing. You know, like I dreamed about my strength career. I dreamed about my wrestling career, dreamed of my bodybuilding career. Holy Christ. I was like, I need to have a different dream tonight.
So I'm suspecting I'm suspecting then that you're probably like myself then, if you're dreaming it, what you are achieving has been inevitable to you. I was having a conversation with my nephew a couple weeks ago. He's like, Keith, like everything you've done, were you surprised? I'm like, no, it's inevitable. He's like, what do you mean inevitable? I go, no, I put the work in and I just knew it was happening. Like inevitable to me. Like there's no doubt. My life isn't an accident. My success isn't an accident. It's inevitable, just like yours.
Well, it's a question of if, excuse me. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Yes.
And that's what most people their question is if, you know, if this ever happens. No. If you put in the fucking work and you truly commit, it's will happen. The question is when.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what is happening. Maxell, John, is bringing back the cassette player, brother. You and I grew up with this. Well, they're bringing it back. I can't believe it. Maxell is bringing back the classic with a brand new cassette player, wireless and wired, rechargeable. And we are actually going back to the 80s with cassette players coming back into the market. True story.
I can totally get back into the vibe of a fucking record, vinyl.
Me too.
I don't see the nostalgia of a fucking cassette tape.
No, so I'm with you there. Yeah, it doesn't feel the same nostalgia.
Even a CD doesn't, you know, it's like, because here's this record player, you're watching this thing turn, you're watching it move, you've got to protect that vinyl from a scratch.
Yes.
It's like a baby, you know what I mean? It's like you want to watch it. You could sit there and listen to music and look at your turntable and have a very different experience than looking at your fucking CD player or your cassette player.
No, I understand you're bang on because we know in the record player there's always etches in that vinyl, right? And those etches are what's creating the music, and it's a fascinating way to deliver that.
That little fucking thing, whatever that's called, that sits there and picks all that shit up.
Yeah, the needle. Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
I know, it's fascinating. Then you're like, wait a minute, it's all on that plastic tape inside of the cassette. It just seems so underwhelming compared to what it's like, no, I want to watch the vinyl again. So I'm with you there. All right, you're gonna love this one. Hey John, before you go,
Hey, John, before you go, we just saw a legend post. William Shatner turned 95, and he's acting like the ocean is his victory lap. He's smiling like he invented birthdays. Then he's got a cigar like age is fake. Sir, you're 95. Relax. The photo's stamped with 95, like a brand deal with time itself. It's the calmest flex I've ever seen. The replies are basically people begging him to stop being inspirational. He's making the rest of us look biodegradable. John, be honest. Is this legend behavior, or is this your sign to start calling cigars vitamins and commit?
This guy actually doesn't age.
Is he really 95?
Yes, he does not age.
Dude.
I know.
I would never have guessed he's 95.
You know, so let's just hey Grok, is William Shatner 95?
She's having a dig.
Checking Shatner's age real quick. Guy's a time traveler. Yeah, he's really 95. Born March 21st.
Holy shit, he actually is 95.
He could easily, those pictures, if that's current, he could easily pass for his fucking early 70s.
No kidding, Anderson. Oh, God.
Well, I mean, look at, what was it, George Burns? That fucker drank and fucking smoked like you just, and lived to be 250 years old.
George Burns. Dude, we have not seen another George Burns in this world since that guy passed, have we? Like, honest to God, there's no other George Burns. This is like another William Shatner. Like, I can't get over this guy's almost 100 years old. Wow. That's incredible. Yeah.
Does he smoke cigars every day? I wonder?
He's a cigar. I have heard in his interviews that he's a cigar indulger. He loves his cigars. Yes. There's the trick, Johnny. The nicotine in the cigar. I'm telling you, brother. So here's what nobody knows.
I've been crushing my nicotine lately too. Crushing.
Yeah. Feeling good about it?
Yeah, I mean, the more I lean on it, the more I am convinced that this is a positive thing. You know,
that's awesome. Yeah,
it's I'm to be totally honest, I'm kind of past the point of worrying about the nicotine. I'm me personally, I am at this moment in time convinced that the delivery system is the part that's fucking people up.
Yeah, well, yes, the
you get away from that if you're dealing with just straight nicotine. Nicotine is a helpful thing.
There you go.
I believe
that's fair. That's fair
and non-addictive.
And then you got Sullivan saying, "What about Dick Clark? That guy lived to 500 years old too. He had a few people live to like 1,000." Dick Clark, yeah, there you go. All right, brother, I'm gonna get you out of here. I know Ben's patiently waiting for you. You got some content to go and create with Mr. Ben. Ben, tell Ben if he needs some help to come knock on my door. I'm here to help him. I've
noticed since you met Ben, you've been getting me to him more on time.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Oh, hey, before you go, I got hey Whitaker, let's get Whitaker up here. We'll have say hello to Johnny and Whitaker. What's going on?
Oh, good. I made it in time to see John. Good morning, gentlemen. Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. All is well. No tech issues today.
Oh, good. Good stuff. You had a good show?
Yeah, the show was great.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you sucked a little less, you're on the right track.
Sucked a little less, John. Sucked a little less this week.
Yeah. Shatner's basically the...
Hey, so check this out, Cheryl.
Yeah.
William Shatner, 95 years old.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah. Hey, Kai, put this up here. 95 years old.
No, he's not.
That's what I said.
Yeah. March 22nd was his 95th birthday. Does that not make you feel old?
That makes me feel really hopeful.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. Look how good he looks.
I mean, he's doing commercials and all kinds of stuff. I mean, he's still working.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, he's not really working. That's the difference.
I was just going to say,
he doesn't have to, right? He does what he wants to do.
Yeah. When you get paid for the shit you want to do, it's real easy to stay interested in living longer.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. Oh gosh. God bless him, man. That's amazing. He looks.
It is amazing. Yeah.
Is that a cigar? Is it a cigar he's smoking there?
Well, yeah. So I threw it up there because I know Anderson loves his cigar too. So, and I know that William never wants to waste a good cigar, just like Anderson. So I figured it would be a good way to exit Johnny out of the show here today. I met his colleague Ben on the weekend here, so I want to, and I like Ben. Ben's a solid dude. So I'm just wanted to make sure I always respect Ben's time and get John to him on time.
Oh yeah, that's nice. But John, before you go, I smoke cigars too.
Oh, you do?
A girl?
Yeah. Every once in a while. It's been a while, but yeah, I enjoy them too. Every once in a while.
Good for you.
So one day we're gonna smoke a cigar together.
Yeah,
let's do it.
On the airplane that I'll be flying with you guys in the fuselage with us. Does Dwayne smoke a cigar too?
Not really.
That's a first. That's a first when the lady of the couple smokes a cigar and the man does not. That's the first.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was like a Sunday night because I know. So Terry and Cheryl and Dwayne have their Sunday night chats. John, is how they come together and set their week up. So I thought maybe they just sat down there and on the couch and you guys each just crushed a cigar and had a chat. No, doesn't go that way.
No, but I have like a dirty martini in my hand though.
Oh. There you go. That's awesome. All right, Anderson, I got to get you out of here. I don't want to keep Ben waiting. We'll see you in 22 hours, my brother.
Have a good loop, my friends.
All right,
good to see you.
John is out of here. You're left with me and Cheryl Whitaker. How was your show, kid? Was it a good one today?
It really was.
How was your conversation about visibility today?
Oh, it was great. It's great. It's something that I'm really super passionate about because I realized that for my entire career, I was really invisible.
Oh.
Invisible. So even at the top of my career, and I was recognized for what I could do, and not all is what I think. And when I left corporate and I was out there on my own, I realized that no one outside of those walls of corporate knew what I thought about anything, right? Because I never built a personal brand I never put my thoughts out there, my perspective. Nothing was out there. It was silent. It was a ghost town. And you said it to me. You said it to me in one of our many awesome talks that it's important. Like, people want to know what you think.
Yes.
People want to know what you think. And I fully embrace that now. And so I'm just trying to help, through the conversations, just trying to help get everybody else there so they don't have to wait until, they're 60 to learn these lessons,
So interesting. So what you're saying is you went through your whole career as a ghost. Basically.
Yeah.
That nobody saw you.
Yeah, and I mean, I was there for my team. I don't mean like literally, like folks knew who I was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still wasn't visible because when it came time to make decisions about the future, which included mine, I wasn't in that room.
Oh.
Yes.
So it's interesting because I grew up, and I know you did too, in a world where people would have called that brown nosing. Oh, you're just a brown noser because you want to stay close to management. You want to stay close to the bosses. You just want to make sure they know who you are. No, that's just called good business.
Yeah, it's called, but you're 1,000,000% right. And it's just about showing up for yourself.
Yes.
Not making the assumption that other people know, like, the badass that you are. Like, I figured, hey, that's the big lie. That's what that's the title for this week's episode. It's a lie we've been told, that do great work and people will notice.
Yes.
That's bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, 100%. So then would you say to the young punk and punkettes growing up, go and be the brown noser?
It's not about, is that a weird thought? It's not about being a brown noser, but it's just about be the badass that you are and don't assume other people know it. Don't hide.
Yeah.
Step out in front, because if you don't tell your story, someone else is going to tell their story, and you're going to sit back and be like, shit, well, I could have done that. I could have said that. I was thinking that.
Oh, that's why it's interesting you said, if I don't tell my story, somebody else is going to tell their story.
Yes.
Yes. That's right, isn't it? Yeah.
I know you're feeling me on that.
Yeah, because it's not so much somebody's going to tell my story, somebody's going to tell their story.
Yes. Someone else is going to tell their story. And you're going to sit back. Now, mind you, too, it does go the other way. If you don't tell your story, someone else is going to tell your story, and it may not be the story you want told. But ultimately, it's just like what you talk about getting out there in the morning, Keith, and doing your thing and coming out and having the conversations. If you don't have the conversation, someone else is going to. So why not you?
That's exactly it. Yes. Yes, that's exactly right.
Yep.
It's the same mentality, I guess, when you put it that way. Yes, 100%.
It is a mentality. It's a mindset that you need to change. And so the guest today, Felicia, she has her own Beatrice. Her Beatrice name is Pinky, and she is a pink flamingo with a bad attitude, a tutu and heels.
Dude.
And Pinky made an appearance today. I mean, she showed up with Zola. Melissa.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was great. So
hey, let's have some fun with this topic. We both grew up with I want some sexy back. Yeah. The motherfucker's gonna yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this dude spent a lot of money trying to not have the videos released of his arrest with the drunk driving situation on the weekend.
Yes, not sexy at all.
And then they got released. Did you watch them?
I caught a smidge.
So is it we're all just is it one of those situations where we all just put our pants on the same way, or is it like celebrities being treated differently? But I found it kind of funny here, and I don't know if we have this clip there, guys, to run this one, but these tests are like really hard as he was trying to do the
and he's a
2 years. He fought for 2 years to keep this buried.
And now everybody's watching.
Then he said, these are really hard tests. That's not a mistake. That's a lifestyle. His friend told the cops, you love bye. Do us a favor.
That's not loyalty. That's a felony assist.
Keith is going to lose his mind on this one.
Call a ride. Full stop.
That's what I laughed, because the guy's a dancer.
He's a dancer.
And then he's like, these steps are really hard. And then.
Oh my God.
So.
He looks terrible too. That's why, you know what? I clicked on, and then I was like, I always loved Justin Timberlake, and I was like, I can't even look at him like that. It just like doesn't even look like him.
Yes.
Him.
Well, and then his comment when he was filling the paperwork out, and it was, "Yes, I'm white," and it was. Did you hear that?
Yes, I know.
And so I was trying to understand why he made that comment. Was it because he was? Is it because of? I didn't know why he made that comment when he. Right, because the first guy didn't even know who he was. Like, who are you, Justin Timberlake? The cop who arrested him didn't know who he was. There's like a 25-year-old cop, so whatever. And then I just found it kind of humorous that he's like. Then when we were all drunk, he also went to the stage of, "You guys are doing your job. Thanks for doing your job. Good job, guys, doing your job." He went through the old. Yeah.
Conciliatory. But you know what? It's just, to me, it's a super sad. So, because this is not I don't think this is the first time he's been in trouble for this.
What's the message in this situation?
The message is, you gotta sort your life out, dude. Like, this is interesting and everything, and it's like, it's clickable, but ultimately there's a human being who is struggling with a problem that needs to be taken care of. And I hope that he gets the help that's needed.
I think this opened up a whole sort of conversations though, right? Because his assistant went to the cop to see if she could make it go away. It's exactly right. So you
accountability, period. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter who you are.
And I think that's why, so we all make mistakes, 100%. I think that's why it's important this video was released. Because it's not about, because you're famous or because you have money, it prevented you from having it released. No, to your point, this is what happens, regardless if you're Justin Timberlake or Keith Billis or Joe Schmo. That is what's going to happen. Thank God he didn't hurt anybody.
No, that was my next thing, Keith. Thank God he didn't hurt anybody, because then what would we be talking about?
Yes.
And saying,
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I hope I'm with you. I think there's a level of accountability. And no one should be above accountability.
Agreed. Yes. Yeah.
And when you are at this level of celebrity, it just comes with the territory. You sign up to live your life in the reality of everyone else's life, right? So you have to be able to take the good along the bad, and you put yourself here. But if he's got a disease, please get it taken care of. But there is accountability there, and hopefully it will help somebody else not get behind the wheel.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because Jason Hewlett said that on the show when he was on a few months ago, that he was offered that big opportunity in Vegas to headline as the Ricky Martin thing,
right.
And he recognized that had he make that decision, the odds are he's probably getting divorced, probably being some kind of abuser of alcohol or drugs, probably having a life that is not of his values. So he's like, nope, I don't want that, because I know what that path takes me on. I'm going to stay with what I know.
Wow. And how much strength does it take to do that?
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
He's badass, Jason.
I've said the story 1,000 times too. I've been quite taken aback by Miley Cyrus has commented on the fact that she doesn't tour because she doesn't like what it does to her up here.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't know how I get off stage after being revered by 80,000 people and then go try to get into my bed and be a normal person.
Yeah.
And then you do it over. That's why you look like Justin Bieber, and I get sad looking at the guy, because I'm like, man, you grew up in a world where everybody just said yes to you, like nonstop yes.
Yeah.
And you're put on this pedestal, and then one day you're not, and you're like, how do you manage that?
Young. Did you hear that he does? I mean, I think it's true, but there was some AI component to it that Justin Bieber and Usher had like some sort of like beef.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah. I don't know if it was real or not.
Yeah, I don't know if it was real or not either. But if I remember correctly, Usher discovered.
Yes, that's correct.
Right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Whitaker, I got a little bit of work to do before I let you go. I'm going to say goodbye. Congratulations on your show. What are you at today? Today was show 8?
Show 8.
Wow, 2 months.
show number 8. I've been having more and more fun each week. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cheryl Whitaker starts with joy, not it starts with Cheryl. No, she got the name wrong. So it starts with joy, Cheryl Whitaker, 8:30 Eastern time. We're on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Cheryl, lots of love, kid. I'll see you in the lab.
Lots of love. Bye, nation.
See you in the lab. All right, Cheryl's out of here, guys.
Bye.
She's out of here, and I'm going to stay here. The handsome chief himself. Yes, that's me. True story. All right, morning focus coming up. I got a little bit of a monologue. I'm going to check how much time I have. Let me see. It looks like I have probably 54 seconds. Good. Bladder thanks me for that one. The Bladder says, thank you, Jimmy and Kai, 54. And that timer starts right now.
The data isn't subtle. Live wins watch time and retention. We can't argue with numbers. That's the scoreboard.
Live isn't polished, it's present. On demand is safe and distant. One invites participation, the other asks for silence. That's the split.
We say we're not ready. We mean we can't risk looking human. That's the excuse.
Live has stakes. Our voice cracks, our timing slips, our ego gets exposed. That discomfort creates connection. That's the price.
Safe edits feel professional. They also train our audience to feel nothing. We lose attention, then trust. That's the drift.
The rule is simple. Show up in real time and let the moment breathe. Reps become competence. Competence becomes authority. That's the ladder.
If we keep hiding behind edits, we donate market share to braver voices. Chief's about to break it down. Morning begins here. That's the call.
Guys, the data isn't subtle. No, it's not subtle at all, actually. I'd say that much of the data on the recorded side might be even fake. Bot views, bot times, bot followers. But in the world of live conversations, no, the data isn't subtle. Data drives longer watch times than on demand. Period. Higher engagement, more comments, better retention. Why? Because there's something happening here at the same time, live in real time. Yet most brands, as I witness and as I watch, still default to that polished, edited, safe perspective of recording content. Nothing wrong with it. Although you might be missing out. Yes, 100%. But why? Why are they leaning on the edited, safe, published content? I'll tell you why. It's fear. It's fear. Because live, it feels risky. And this goes back to the days where I was managing, moderating content in the worlds of big brands. Like, oh man, Keith, I don't know if I want to put my brand on the internet and people are going to comment on my stuff. Like, yeah, it's true, but it's happening anyways. So you either want to become part of the conversation with your customers or let your customers talk about you, and you got no way to be about it. Like, oh, it's the same thing with live. Yes, live is risky. There are no edits. Nope, zero. It happens. You fart, you burp, you say something wrong, you just do it. There are no redos. There's no hiding at all, actually. But that risk is actually also why it works. True. Because the audience over there, you, the community, the listener, the viewer, the participant, well, I know you feel the stakes. I know you do. Because you're sitting here going, holy shit, he just fucked up. Yep. Or holy shit, they missed their cue. Yep. And when you observe that, you feel it. And when you feel it, you are a participant. You're not just driving by the restaurant waving. You're not just putting the podcast on because that's just what you do, but not actually paying attention to. What did they say? I'm not sure I wasn't paying attention. Oh, instead of, did you hear Anderson say that? I got to go drop a comment in the feeds there. Hey, Petra, what's up, brother? I know Petra's out there, but I don't see your comments aren't showing up on the other feed here today. StreamYard is not combining the comments, so I'm not seeing it. But I know you, as our audience, as our community, as Mornings in the Lab Nation, you feel the stakes because you guys know what's happening live right now. Like if I run out there to go for a piss during my morning focus setup and I miss it, you know I miss it. It's true because it happens live in real time right in front of you. And the emotional difference when it's live or when it's recorded, it changes behavior. It changes behavior in your audience. It changes behavior in you as the host because you have a connection. The pre-recorded content, well, what does it do? It asks for passive consumption. Again, nothing wrong with it. I understand it. I get it. I recognize why it exists. I just want to put something on and listen to it passively. Awesome. There's a point, there's a purpose, there's a reason for that. It's the same reason we like to listen to recorded music. But what do we really enjoy doing? Going to the concert. Put the CD on, go to the live concert. Wow. I'm thinking most of us are going to the live concert. Why? Well, because the live concert, the live music, the live event, it invites participation. That, nation, is the difference. And that right there is a different psychological contract than just the content of a recorded conversation. Because when it's live with somebody like we're having right now, or this morning with Eric, or moments ago with Cheryl, or earlier on in the conversation with Eric Severinghouse, creating moments, moment after moment. And those moments that we create, well, they create memory. Let me ask you this. When is the last time you heard a podcast and you remember what they were talking about? When's the last time that you were part of a listening experience that took you into the experience instead of passively observing it? That's why we want to create a live conversation that creates moments, to create memory. And brands, you as a creator, well, you're waiting for live to feel safe. Well, you are going to wait forever. It is like saying, I'm going to start someday. It is like saying, I'm going to start Monday. It's like saying, I'm going to go to the gym next week. Because actually, you're going to always be waiting for next week. Because waiting for live never feels fully safe, but yet you do it anyways. And then over time, when you put the reps in, what happens? That discomfort that you have going through the entire experience, well, it becomes competence. Like, holy smokes, let's listen to Whitaker. 8 episodes. I remember the first one she went into. I remember the 2 to 3 weeks building up to that first one. The nerves, the excitement, the energy, making sure she had all of her I's dotted and T's crossed, waiting to feel safe. But I know for sure she never, ever truly felt safe. But you know what she did? She did it anyway. Same thing with Matt Roof. Same thing with Jason Hewlett. And then over time, what happened to Matt and Cheryl and Jason and Keith is that the discomfort that we had became expertise. It became competence. And that competence became the authority. And that authority became the category ownership. And when you own the category, you own the conversation. When you own the conversation, you set the conversation. When you set the conversation, you create the connection. So the real question isn't whether live works, because we know that it does. Live creates moments, live creates back and forth, live creates connections with who you are. But the real question is this. The real question, and Cheryl alluded to it earlier, but ask yourself this, nation, when you look in the mirror today, is this: how much market share are you donating to the brands, to the creators, to the people in your orbit that are willing to be seen in real time, while you, mister, while you, missus, while any of you waiting to sit down someday, one day, and while you keep hiding behind the edits.
Somewhere around 12 years old, a boy figures out who he's supposed to be. Strong, quiet, fine. He puts on the costume and never takes it off. 40 years later, he's still wearing it. Can't remember what's underneath. Doesn't even know the costume is a costume anymore. It's just him, or so he thinks. Today, Keith's got 3 guys who grabbed that fabric and tore. Handsome Chief, show us what's underneath.
Hey guys, we're starting our conversation in the community corner over on Peter Crone's channel. He's a mindset coach they call the Mind Architect on the Mo Show. Yeah. So he breaks down something most men never consider. The personality you built to survive your childhood is now ruining your adult life. Well, you got hurt as a kid. You adapted. that adaptation became your identity. Now you might think, lost my notes. Now you think that who you are, but it's actually not. And it's who you had to be through to get through it. Think about that. Because your ego isn't the arrogance. No, it's a defense system that you built at 8 years old that's still making decisions for you at 45. I can relate to this. True story. So what was Crohn's fix? Stop trying to solve yourself. Instead, start noticing when reactions belong to the adult, which belong to the kid. That is where the real work is. And I spent tons of money figuring that out. True story. All right, let's move over to Substack, you guys, where we got rejection is data, regret is poison. Yep. Who likes regret? Who enjoys rejection? Well, listen. We got Mav from the Mavericks Manor, who says he watched a guy get rejected by 4 women in one night. Well, guess what? Then he watched the guy's friend laugh at him from the sidelines, and here's what Mav saw. The man who got rejected went home with the date. The man who laughed went home with nothing. Still safe, still stuck. So here's the thing. Was the man failing or was the man trying? Most men don't avoid failure because it hurts. They avoid it because it might prove what they already suspect about themselves. And hey, here's what Mav did. Mav puts it very simply. The version of you in year 1 from now is watching what you do every single day. So every time you sit it out, he has less work to do with. Sitting out isn't safe, it's expensive, and the bill always comes. So as Mav says, and as Johnny was saying, hey, run towards that failure. That failure is how you get smarter. All right, LinkedIn, nice leadership is killing your team. David Sanders, clinical director of surgery, says the leadership world has gotten so obsessed with being nice that it forgot how to be useful. It looks like David needs to be on Whitaker Show talking leadership. Leaders stop asking hard questions. Apparently, they stop pushing, but stop making anyone uncomfortable. And the result, the people they're supposed to develop are invisible. Sanders isn't saying go be a tyrant. Actually, he's saying the best leaders do both. They push you and they've got your back. I agree with that one. Listen, if you manage people, ask yourself this today. When's the last time you made someone uncomfortable for the right reasons? And it's interesting because it's hard. As a leader, sometimes when you know somebody is capable, you need to walk them towards that uncomfortability, which is actually away from their comfort zone in order to move them into the right zone. Hey, Maya. Hey, Maya, what's the question? No, here you go. Here's it goes. Hey, Maya. I got it. Maya, what's the costume that you think most men refuse to take off?
The one that says they're fine. Every man in here knows he's wearing it. Take it off for 5 minutes today. Say the thing you keep swallowing. That's where it starts. Nation, we'll see you tomorrow.
Wrapping up another show, Eric Severinghouse, the man who summited Everest and still says entrepreneurship almost killed him. We unpacked what happens when big ambition, real achievement, and private suffering all live in the same body. The conversation hit the real cost of chasing wins without any stillness, self-awareness, or internal peace. That was a great conversation with Eric Severinghouse. I invite you strongly to go back and listen to that conversation at 8:30 Eastern time with Eric Severinghouse. We talked about a guy with no arms and no legs just got charged with murder. Craziness, man. True story. Crazy. Keith and Cheryl dug into the Justin Timberlake craziness. Family workouts are doing wrong. Yep, true story on that one. And then my monologue was about live versus pre-recorded. Hey, guys, coming up on tomorrow's show, yes, we have the 13th fastest guy in the world. Yeah, sorry, we couldn't afford the top 12. Nope, no budget for that one. So we got the 13th. His name is Almond Gunter. After he got to top 13, what did he do? He just walked. Hold on a second here, guys. So, Melissa, he ran to become one of the fastest people in the world at 13th, and then he walked away. Like, why didn't he fucking run away? Like, why did he walk? Like, why wouldn't you just run away? I'm just wondering. I don't know. We're going to get into what it means to be operating a world-class level and then make the shocking decision to just walk away from it all. Yes, that's coming up tomorrow. Almond Gunter. Tomorrow on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. So on behalf of all of us, Sullivan, I appreciate you, man. Everybody out there in the community, Charlie, Holroyd. Guys, get after your day. Let's today's show be the reminder that strength is not pretending. No, it's facing what is real and moving anyways. Guys, we'll see you in less than 22 hours. Where? Right here, mornings.live, 8 o'clock. Go check into the show if you haven't done it yet. Mornings.live on the Mornings in the Lab live network. Later on tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern time, we got Jason Hewlett. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.